Well, we have been talking about it, alluding to it, and indicating that there's a likely turn in the market, corrective move coming for Bitcoin. I don't know if today is it or not, but certainly what we see occurring here is a breakdown of the price action that we looked at yesterday. So if you remember yesterday, or if you did not see that video, talked about this triangle pattern that exists on Bitcoin's chart, excluding the wicks. And sorry for all my lines there. We have that breakdown below that structure. So that is occurring. The second thing we have going on now, there's about 5 hours left until the close of this daily candle. So a lot can happen with cryptocurrencies in 5 hours. But currently we are below the daily Kijun Sen, which is this red line. And we're trading below it. If we close below it, that'll be the first close below the Kijun Sen since October 6th of 2020. That'll be a significant event. Now, as we're looking at Bitcoin and what it's doing, what else is moving? What else should we anticipate traveling south? Bitcoin is down 10.5% today. If we look at Ethereum, it is down 13.57%. It pretty much hit its new all-time high and has decided to drop down lower. So now we are below the daily Tenkan Sen. We've essentially wiped out 5 5.5 days worth of trading and gains we've wiped out in one session, unless something changes and this market gets bought all the way back up. That's what we have going on now. Some people are going to say that the catalyst for this are because Janet Yellen, the incoming Treasury Secretary, she's also the former U.S. Fed chair. She has made some comments that she wants to curtail cryptocurrencies because they're used for illegal purposes. Well, I gotta tell you, thank God we have things to fall back on like the US dollar, the euro, and the British pound, because the world knows those currencies have never been used for anything illegal ever. If legality of use is the measure by which we determine whether or not something is appropriate for the normal people to use, then there isn't really anything that any of us would use as a medium of trade. I would imagine that as somebody who was a former Fed chair, cryptocurrencies are quite frightening because it takes away the power of the central bank to manipulate the money supply. So some people will say that that's the reason. Well, we've been talking about this for a few weeks, that this is coming up to a top here, all the cyclical events and the reasons why. If we go back to Bitcoin's chart here on the weekly, I've mentioned that there's a pretty significant gap between price and the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. Now let's take a look at another Bitcoin chart to kind of get a better idea of where do we think prices are going to go. So if we do some Elliott wave and we do an extension from our prior lows, let me get rid of the volume here. We go boom, boom, and boom. And so we see price topped out at the 1414 retracement, and now it's starting to come down. So the 100% extension level is at 25,576, where the next important level, the 886, is at 24,515. The 50% range, again, this is logarithmic, so we're measuring the proportionality of a move. The 50% range of this extension is down at 16,460. Do I think it'll go that far? No. More than likely, we're going to get to around 19 to 24K as a support zone. On the shorter term, if we look at the daily chart, we can measure out from this prior expansion. Let me get rid of this current expansion phase. And we're going to go from the swing low over here, kind of that confirmation swing, to this swing high, and then to this swing low. Again, we get stopped out at the 1414 on Bitcoin. We're bouncing off of the 100% extension of this swing. And to trade lower, to test 24,242, that's the 618. That is right in line with the top of the cloud. And, you know, we could see this just trade kind of drift lower and find the cloud as an area of support. But ultimately, you know, we really want to know, okay, where do we see prices returning to? And here's something to look at. So when you see instruments like this where the wick is all the way down below, if we have multiple cryptocurrency exchanges, if we want to know if this wick is really one we should use or if we should ignore it, we should find a lot of exchanges respecting the same price level. So the low here is at 37.82. 37.82. The low is 44.32. That's a little off. And then we have the low here at 38.50. You know, it could be. Ideally, what you would use is a different candle. Probably use this low here. So I want to draw a Fibonacci retracement of our high to that swing. Actually, I want to find the strongest bar in the move, which is right there. There we go. So the 50% levels at 14,950. More than likely, I mean, I'd be pleased if it got there. But this is kind of confirming what we've been looking at, that the top of the cloud is near a bunch of support levels, and those are good areas that I'm going to be placing some buy limit orders. Actually, mine are sitting down below, and we have to move some of them up. But expect this to continue down a little bit further south. We are looking for that 40% retracement. We are looking for that dip. And that 40% retracement is at 24,890. That's just another price level that we keep going back to. All right. You guys have a good rest of your trade day. Thanks from all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe.